Welcome into NBA Now. I am Will Scott, and we are a couple weeks away from the NBA trade deadline, and the rumors really starting to heat up. So on today's show, we're going to break down 15 trade candidates from across the league, including some really big names that we're going to get to here in a second. But first, go down, shout out your favorite NBA team. How's your favorite team doing this year? Let me know down in the comments section. If you're an Atlanta Hawks fan, I'm sorry. It's been somewhat of a disappointing season so far. And Trae Young might be on the move. There have been some rumors that have been picking up steam as of late that Trae Young could be the next superstar to request a trade. In fact, Chris Haynes of Turner and Bleacher Report says that Young could be the next star to want out. Now, he's under contract for a long time in Atlanta, so I'm not really sure about how realistic a trade is now, but if he requests a trade, then it could happen in the near future. But again, that's a big if. Here's what he's done this season: 27.3 points per game, 9.9 assists per game. So the scoring is still there. The assists per game number is still pretty high, but what has gone down is field goal percentage and also three-point percentage, just shooting 31.6% from three this year. Taking a look here at some potential teams that could make a move here on Trae Young. These are the official odds right now. So the Dallas Mavericks are the betting favorites, if Trae Young gets traded, to land the Atlanta Hawks point guard. Now, it might make some sense because Luka really needs some help. I mean, he had to drop 60 points yesterday and have one of the greatest stat lines in NBA history just to beat the Knicks in overtime. So Luka needs some help, and if he gets some help, the Mavs are immediately, and I mean immediately, a legit contender in the West. The Heat, they want some more help. They want to become a contender in the East again. The Celtics, already a big contender, the favorite to win the NBA championship right now. They would have a big three of Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Trae Young if they were able to pull this off, but I don't really think they have the assets to do that. The Lakers as well linked to Trae Young. Moving on to our next candidate here, that is DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls. There's some rumors that he might want out, maybe as early as before the trade deadline. Zach LaVine, his counterpart, also expected to be in some trade rumors if they move DeRozan. It could be a situation where they keep both guys or move both guys. Here is what they have done this season with Chicago. Of course, the Bulls last year got off to that phenomenal start and then ended the season poorly, and they're not doing too hot this season. LaVine has 22 points per game. DeRozan's 26 points per game. Both good players. I don't know if they're still in their prime. LaVine, you can certainly make the argument for that for him, but certainly some interesting trade candidates there in Chicago. Pick one. Who would you rather trade for, I should say? Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan? Type L for LaVine or type D for DeRozan down in the comments section. I think, though, that Jae Crowder has maybe the most likelihood of any player on our list today to be traded. He's still holding out in Phoenix, awaiting a trade. Here's what he did last season, 9.4 points per game. You normally don't see a player that averaged under 10 points per game hold out, but that is what Jae Crowder is doing right now. Both sides wanting to get something done. 5.3 rebounds per game last season for Crowder. Any team looking for some depth at the forward position certainly might be in the market here for Crowder. As well as Bojan Bogdanovic, the Pistons forward. Pretty interesting trade candidate here. I think he's a heck of a player. He can shoot. Going to get some interest here at the deadline. Want to tell you about our friends over at Rocket Money. They are helping you track your expenses while also canceling unnecessary subscriptions. That's why I love using the app called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. They cancel one, all you got to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/NBA now. Seriously, could save you hundreds of dollars per year. That is rocketmoney.com/NBA now. When Elton John did his last concert, I'm like last minute trying to download a Disney Plus, and I created a Disney Plus account, but I forgot to cancel it, Producer Coop, and I was being charged the last couple months. Well, luckily, Rocket Money notified me of that, and I was able to save some money this month thanks to them. You can do the same. Cancel subscriptions now at rocketmoney.com/NBA now. Moving on now to Kyle Kuzma, who has already been traded in his career before. Now, I think he's a pretty good player. I mean, he's having a pretty decent year here for the Wizards. Taking a look at Kuzma in Washington, it's a good spot for him. It's been a good fit. 66 games played last season, 17.1 points per game. 34 games played this season, 21.6 points per game, 7.6 rebounds per game for Kyle Kuzma in Washington this year. Myles Turner, we've been talking about him as a potential Lakers target for a long time. There has not been a deal done there yet, but with the Lakers 6 games below 500, maybe that's something that Rob Pelinka and company want to pull off. And it's pretty funny. You normally don't see this, but Myles Turner has admitted that he wants to play for the Lakers. Will it happen? I don't know, but certainly something to monitor here in the weeks coming up with the trade deadline approaching in February. Gordon Hayward, another interesting name here. You know, he's obviously had an interesting career. Might get some interest here at the deadline. I do believe he's going to get traded. Christian Wood, he obviously was just traded in the offseason from Houston to Dallas, but he's going to be a free agent at season's end. There's been some speculation that maybe he's not going to re-sign. Here's what he's done as a starter this year. I don't know why they don't start him every single game. 20.3 points per game, 9.4 rebounds per game. I like Wood. I watched him a lot when he was in Houston. I think he's a good player, and I don't really think it makes sense for the Mavs to trade him if they want to contend. But if he's already going to leave, then maybe they'll try to get something for him. Tobias Harris, meanwhile, the Philadelphia 76ers forward. He is a name to watch here at the deadline. He's been a Sixer the last several seasons, obviously. Name a player you want your team to trade for. Is it Trae Young? Is it Tobias Harris? Is it Christian Wood? Go down to the comments section and let me know. And be sure to hit the subscribe button as well, because we're your one-stop shop for all NBA news and rumors. Subscribe to the channel, and if you turn on your notifications, you are going to get an alert whenever a video goes out. It's the best way to stay in the loop with the association. I really like these names as well. Eric Gordon, the guard from the Rockets. I feel like he's going to get traded every day, and it just doesn't happen. The Rockets, for some reason, still holding on to him. He's been there a while, obviously. Peyton Pritchard, his usage just hasn't been there for the C's this year. Steve Bulpett of Heavy.com actually said he's the name to watch here. Not surprisingly, Pritchard's new situation has other teams sniffing around. Clubs have been investigating whether he might be worth pursuing in a trade. He makes $2.2 million this year and $4 million next year. So Pritchard's only averaging 10 minutes per game this year in Boston. His usage has gone down since the trade of Malcolm Brogdon. So that is a name to watch here. I think Pritchard's really good. Pascal Siakam, I'd be pretty shocked if he got traded, but with the Raptors around 500, maybe they'll trade him. Mo Bamba's a good player. I really like him. And then Jakob Poeltl for the Spurs. The Spurs very much tanking here, and Poeltl's a heck of a player. Who is the best player in the NBA right now? I know producer Jeff Cooperstein is going to say Luka Doncic. I cover the Celtics here at Chat Sports. I host Celtics Today, if you didn't know that, Coop. Jason Tatum, I'd go with him. But go down in the comment section. Let me know who is the best player in the NBA right now. So much young talent in the league.